Back into the world of Lana Del Rey. You all recommended I needed to check out her cover of Heart-Shaped Box, and you said that she does some different things vocally than she does in her other things. So I'm looking forward to this one. I love this song already. I'm a big Nirvana fan, so this is cool. My name's Tim. I'm a vocal instructor. I've been at this a long time. Here's my website. I break down singing for a living. I've got a cool team of voice teachers that teach with me. If you want voice lessons, check us out. If you like the content, subscribe, click the little notification to stay up to date. And also, I want to invite you to come over to my community page. I put up polls and posts of next songs I'm going to react to, so you can get my ear a bit more over there if you'd like. I'm going to listen through as much as I can, maybe like half of it or so, and not stop as much as I'll be tempted to. And then I'll go back and break down a little bit what I'm hearing, and then we will move on and listen to the rest. All right? Here we go.
I'm drawn into your magnet and I wish I could eat your cancer when you turn black. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever addicted to the priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever addicted to the priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever addicted to your priceless advice. Yeah, your advice. You catch yourself on angels' and baby's breath. Broken lining of your eyes, I'm left back. Throw down your veil, come loose so I can ride.
All right. Okay, we need to stop there. That's a moment. All right, that's a moment. Lana! Woo! There's the belt. She brings out the belt. I have never heard Lana Del Rey do that before. She was up in gear 1 of her chest voice, then she switched up into what I call gear 2. It's officially the upper chest contemporary register where it thins out like that. She held that note forever. That was amazing. Go Lana. She had a little catch in her voice. If you notice, I kind of reacted to it a little bit when she was going up there. Wow, that was so cool. Her tone is awesome with grunge. I would love to hear a band where she only sings grunge. It's like this mixture of this throwback vibe and this minimal pronunciation she does with grunge is super cool. Wow. All right, let's go back to the beginning and just break down some of these interesting things she's doing vocally. That beginning was really wild.
Drawn into your magnet
What was that tone there? She had false chord activation, which is that creaky door sound. Then she had a lot of clean vocal fold closure. Then she had no internal mouth space. And she was super mumbly. And it made this like really pointy, almost like whiny nasal type of a sound. But it worked. It was appropriate for this song. The song is so crazy and wild. I loved that weird tone there. And then she kind of was breaking out of it for the end of the phrase. Listen for that sound again.
Drawn into your magnet
Sounds cool.
and I wish I could eat your cancer
Different.
when you turn
Did you notice in that phrase there wasn't as much of that creaky squeeze vocal fold sound. There was a little bit more of an air allowance through the tone, so she got a little bit warmer there.
I wish I could eat your cancer when you turn black.
Little vibrato right at the end of the phrase. All right, now we're getting into the power. She completely switches gears out of her normal Lana stuff, and now we're into power Lana. Great belt. Hey, wait, killer. 10 out of 10. Nice brass, nice little grungy, punky vibe to it. Then as she drops down, notice her vowels here. I've gotta. She always has tall vowels when she sings versus like I've gotta. She doesn't do that lateral rock and rolly sound. She's got I've got a little bit of a taller sound, which is totally cool here. Makes perfect sense. There was a little bit of a pitch bobble there. She kind of dropped below the pitch a little bit, but that's not a big deal. When I think about grunge and punk, there's a little bit of a raucousness that's okay. A little pitch drifting in and out of notes, not so big a deal to me. This is cool. Notice how she's flipping off of those high notes. Hey, hey. That's such a cool thing to do. A lot of contemporary artists are doing it. Listen for that again. She was opening her mouth more there than she normally does. Hey, wait, I've gotta. Like, she's opening her mouth on the belty stuff. Normally, she keeps everything so minimal. And she's doing the minimal mouth movement stuff in the verses. But when she's opening up for that belt, she's letting it open. You know why she's doing that? Because you have to when you belt. You couldn't do your mouth so small and do that big and brassy of a belt. Now, I will say that it is really hard to understand her. And we have to admit we're listening to this performance through a phone. But still, there are times where she could be, in my feeling as a vocal instructor, a little bit more intelligible in words at times. You know, I know it's her thing to be minimal, but the amount of mumbliness in a couple of these verses feels a little bit further than she needs to go for my personal taste, just because some of the art is being lost. These are interesting words. I don't know. That's a little thing I think about sometimes with her. I'm not sure what she's doing there with that hand up like that. My first instinct when I watched it was that she's covering her mouth because she forgot the words and she doesn't want anyone to see it. I don't know. Do you have any idea what she's doing there? Leave it in the comments if you do.
You catch yourself on angels' hair.
Interesting here. So in that phrase, she had vocal fry into the phrase. Middle of the phrase, she had false vocal fold activation. And then at the end of the phrase, she had vocal fry. What does that mean? Vocal fry is this sound. It's like a bottom-up grit that you can put at the start of a phrase. False chord activation is like a higher placement. It gives you the ability to create grit while you're holding a tone. If you listen to that phrase very closely, you can hear that she starts the phrase with vocal fry, little creaky door in the middle of the phrase, exits with vocal fry. Listen, see if you can hear that.
You catch yourself on angels' hair.
Did you hear that? Creaky doored into it with vocal fry. Middle of the phrase, there was a little bit of false vocal fold activation, a little lighter grit. Then on the exit, there was vocal fry. Listen for that one more time.
You catch yourself on angels' hair.
So that phrase right there, I wouldn't have minded a little more articulation and pronunciation of the words there. That was kind of crossing a line into a little too much mumbling for my personal taste. But again, that is her thing. There was a little catch in her voice right there. Did you hear that? It sounded like maybe her chords gave out. When you're singing high brass and high power and you're experimenting with sounds that maybe you don't use a lot, I don't know if she sings like this a lot. My suspicion is she doesn't. But if your body's not used to that amount of consistent subglottic air pressure on that thick end of a vocal posture, it can get a little wonky. It sounds like maybe her chords went like, what are we doing here, Lana? Still going, one breath. How did she do that on one breath? Here's how. When you get super brassy and belty in your voice, you would think that you'd be using more air when you do it, but actually you don't. When you set up a really good belt, what happens is the vocal folds adduct and get really sucked together, and you're able to add a lot of air pressure, but there's not a lot of air coming through the cords. Creates a lot of pressure and a lot of impact, but it doesn't use a lot of air. One thing I also really loved about this note was she's belting, she gets up into her power voice, she has a little drop down in pitch and comes back up for effect, and then you think it's about to end, and then she flips up into the upper chest contemporary register. And that's a part of your voice where it still sounds brassy, it still sounds belty, but it's a little bit thinner than your chest voice and the brassiness in the lower notes of your belt. See if you can hear when she switches gears up into her upper chest contemporary register here. Here too. That too. When she's up on that note, that's the upper chest contemporary register. Did you notice that? It was still belty, it was still brassy, but it was a little bit thinner than the notes before it leading up to it. Okay, now we're going to keep going. Let's hear the rest of this thing. The band is killing. enough. All right. So that was great. The second half of the song finished off with a lot of the same, let's say, vocal paintbrushes that she used in the front half of the song. Very effective. I'm really impressed with this performance. It was a little loose at times, but I think it works with this song. By loose, what I mean is like sometimes the pitch was a little bit loose, and there were a couple moments where her voice caught a little bit, but overall, her belting and her power singing is really cool. It's a whole side of her that I haven't seen a lot. And again, in all fairness, don't listen to a lot of her discography, and I'm not now because I want to react to it authentically for the first time. So you need to keep leading me down the path of Lana to show me more really cool songs that show off her unique artistry. She is such a unique artist. It's been really cool to get to review her and react to her. She's doing so many really cool things with her voice here. We still hear some of this small mouth minimal style of singing that she does, which she's known for. But in this one, she's integrating her belt voice. She gets up into the upper register, into her upper chest contemporary register. She's using various amounts of grit. Some of the phrases have airflow. Some of them are a little bit brassier with clean vocal fold closure. I feel that this one may be a little bit too mumbly at times. I was wondering if she was covering up her mouth because she didn't know the lyrics. I don't know. But regardless of that, this was killer. This was a great recommendation. So thanks for letting me know about it. And if you like this, subscribe, click the little notification. You get my next Lana video. I'm going to try to do more of hers. I know there are lots of great songs she does. So don't hesitate to recommend her or anyone else. And also check out my community page because that's where we're doing a lot of talking about next songs. Okay? Thanks for stopping by. Cheers.